Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. As some of you may know, if you follow me on Instagram, I do have a newborn. We welcomed our third little one into the family 3 weeks ago. So of course there's been a lot going on and I haven't really had time to do, this kind of stuff. But there is something I want to stop by and chat about just really briefly while I have a moment. So I hope everyone's doing well. Pretty cool update today. So let's go ahead and get into that. We have a Zack Snyder update actually. On what's going to be his next project, I believe. He does have some other projects that I shared some updates for quite a while back, though, about the UFC movie, the LAPD movie, and this update is about a different film that I think we've heard Zack talk about in the past, a passion project of his called The Last Photograph, and it looks like that may be the project that he's working on right now. Just a little snippet maybe of what you can expect from the overall story plot. It follows an ex-DEA operative who must return to the mountains of South America in an effort to find his missing niece and nephew following the brutal murders of their diplomat parents. Enlisting the help of a washed-up junkie war photographer, the only person to have seen the face of the killers, he sets out determined to find the children and the truth, but soon learns he must also face the ghosts of his past. So we do have a couple of cast members already, Stuart Martin and Frau we saw in The Rebel Moon actually. So it looks like they're going to be working together again, he and Zack. And so that's a little bit what we can expect as far as what the movie is going to be about, just at a very basic level. Zack also shared some pictures on his Vero account in Iceland, and so it looks like maybe they are filming already. And he also shared a picture working with Clay Enos, so it looks like they're working together on the project again as well. And we've seen them working on previous projects together and have been big supporters of each other's work. Let me add one more little tidbit to the synopsis. It says, he soon learns he must also face the ghosts of his past. Their journey into the unknown takes them further and further away from civilization, bringing into question everything they believe while slowly eroding the distinction between real and surreal. Okay, I'm interested to find out what all of that last part right there makes me more interested. What does all that mean? What does all that mean? I want to know what that means. The Hollywood Reporter article also mentions that the project has undergone some changes during its 20 years or so in development. For one, the setting used to be in Afghanistan and centered on a war correspondent being the lone survivor of an attack on a group of Americans. In the early 2010s, Christian Bale and Sean Penn were attached to star before Snyder took a detour into his DC movies. So that's another interesting, behind the scenes fact about this movie as well. Snyder said, the idea of taking camera in hand and simply making a movie in an intimate way is very appealing to me. The Last Photograph is a meditation of life and death, embodying some of the trials that I have experienced in my own life and the exploration of those ideas through image making. The article also includes that Zack has his composers lined up as well. So Hans Zimmer, they've worked together before, Steven Dwar and Omer Benjamin. So 3 composers attached to the film. Not surprised to see Zimmer working with Zack again. That's awesome. Always excited to see them pairing up together. Of course, it will be produced under their Stone Quarry banner in Deborah's production company. So I don't see anything in here about if it's going to be, I don't know if I'm assuming it's going to be a theatrical release, because I don't see anything in here about Netflix, which is, where Zack has been the last few years. It does say it's going to be an indie film, which the budget will be significantly lower than many of the epics Snyder has captained before. That doesn't really concern me. This seems like, a more practical film. It's not a bunch of special effects and superheroes and, aliens and all the kind of stuff that we've seen Zack do over the past decade or so. We've seen what Zack can do with a low budget, even in those kinds of films with all of these visual effects and, different, off-Earth landscapes, things like that. So to obviously be very different from the past, decade of films that we've seen from Zack, and that's going to be pretty cool. Same with the other movies that he has, development right now, the LAPD movie and the Brawler movie, the UFC. Very different. And even those 3 are different from each other as far as genre and topic and, kind of the worlds that they delve into. And it's also going to be cool to see Zack's movies in theaters again. So that's a nice little thing that it's been a long time since we've seen one of Zack's movies in theaters. Yeah. cool update and interested to see more pictures from the set, more information maybe about release, maybe sometime in the near future, and just keep up with those, what's going on with that. So, and the other projects as well, if more, updates come out about them too. But thank you guys for watching. Cool to stop by. It's been a while. Like I said, lots going on right now at home. Thank you guys so much for the support. Don't forget to check out the short section if you're interested. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.